Hi, today we're going to talk about the D major scale in the basic position. Before we get started, please go ahead and grab your D major scale basic position chart, music sheet, and go ahead and tune up your ukulele. Pause the tutorial, tune up your ukulele, get your sheet, and we'll get started in about a second. Okay, so you got your music sheet, tuned up your ukulele. We're going to play the D major scale basic position. As you can see, here are the notes that's on your music sheet. And try to always follow along in your music sheet. I know I have it on the board, but just to talk about examples. Okay, so keep in mind we got two sharps in the key of D major or in the scale of D major. So the two sharps are F sharp and C sharp, located here and there. F sharp and C sharp. I call this the basic position because the notes are kind of clustered together. Some folks may call it something else. Before we get started, what you want to do is look at the notes, make sure you got an idea on where you're playing, what area. Always use your markers, 3rd fret, 5th fret, or whatever fret we're going to be on. We're using 3 strings today, C string, E string, and A string. And those 3 strings will be covering the basic position D major scale. The pattern that we're going to be using will start from D, going to E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Okay. At any time, if the tutorial moves too fast for you, you got to pause it and you got to take your notes or you got to try it again. Don't try to keep up with the lesson if it's too fast. The lessons were made to provide you with information in a short amount of time so that you can get the maximum amount of information and not really waste your time. Okay, so before you get started, take note on where your notes are, and then we'll get started in about a second. Okay, so you know where your notes are. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about our fingering. First of all, well, actually before that, let's play together. I'm only going to use my first finger to play all the notes. And then we're doing this just to find the notes. Make sure your ukulele is in tune so you can match your note to my note and make sure that we're both playing the same notes. And it doesn't matter what finger you're picking with. The main thing is that we get the same notes for the D major scale. Here we go. Starting with the D note. 2nd fret, 3rd string. Here we go. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. You should have sounded exactly like that. Okay, now if you didn't, you need to pause the tutorial, work it out, or back it up and try that again with me. But you need to have those exact notes for the D major scale. When you're ready, we'll move on in about a second. Okay, so you worked on it, you got those notes down, you're ready to go, you know where your notes are, and it sounds like the same notes I'm playing. Here we go, we're going to talk about the fingering. Now the fingering that I'm going to use for the positioning of the D major scale is basically the concept when I play is I use finger per fret. So 1st finger, 2nd fret, next one 3rd fret, next one 4th fret, next one the 5th fret. So basically finger per fret. I'll show you another way to pick it in just a second. So so the way I'm playing it, and I'll use the fingers 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I'm playing, I'm going 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Okay, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the numbers that I'll be using for my fingering. Here we go. 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. So that's what I'm doing when I'm playing the scale. Some folks have played a little differently. For instance, they may go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So one more time. Some folks may go 1, 2, or 1, 3. Next string, 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. So in other words, when they're picking and playing, most of the fingers that they're going to use are these 3 fingers right here. And I'm assuming that it's because most folks don't have their baby finger kind of worked into the fingering, or don't use their baby finger a lot. So you decide on what it is that you want to use your fingering. Pause the tutorial, take about a minute or 2, decide which feels more comfortable. But I want to encourage you that if you can use your baby finger, I would go that route. But if not, if you want to use 3 fingers, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so on the right hand, or the picking hand, you can use a thumb, you can use the first finger, second finger, or if you're a little more advanced, you can do alternating fingers. Okay, you can do the same with any finger or thumb. Okay, so don't worry about speed. Speed will come in time. The main thing is you get the right notes and you're smooth, and you're going at a pace that you're comfortable and you're having fun. Okay, so now pause for a second. Decide on your formations for your fingers. Decide what finger you're using to pick, and then we'll get started in about a second. Okay, so you have decided what is comfortable for you, what you're using to pick. Here we go. We're going to start with the D note on this 2nd fret, 3rd string, and match up your notes. Make sure your ukulele is in tune so you can match up the right notes. Here we go. So you chose your fingering. Here we go. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. One more time. A little slower. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Okay, so now stay on that D note. We're gonna descend from a high D note on your 5th fret, 1st string. Here we go. D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Okay, so what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to go up, ascend, stop, do it again, and make sure that you can do it smooth and even without making mistakes. Then you want to do the descend, and you want to make sure that you can do it evenly smooth without making mistakes. Now we're going to go up and down, ascend and descend with a slight pause on the high D note, only to collect your composure to come back down. Here we go. Together. So when we get to the D, we're going to pause for about a second, and I'll guide you. Here we go. D note. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. Pause. D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Have like a little pause there to collect yourself, and the pause can go up to about maybe 3 seconds if need to, for you to like figure out that you got it together, you're ready to descend. So in other words, but you don't want to pause longer than 3 seconds, okay? Because you want to keep that flow going. The next exercise I'm going to show you, we're going to do it continuously. So let me just show you with the pause, and the farthest extent you want to pause at. So let me show you what I mean. D, E, F, G sharp. Oh, let's try it. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Pause. 1, 2, 3. D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. So that keep in mind, if you're going slower, for instance, pause, then come down. Okay, so whatever speed you're going at, I'm going pretty fast, but you get the idea. I'm saying, if you're going slow, it's a 3 second pause that you want to go the farthest at stopping. If you can do a 1 second pause, that is the ideal pause. Like, in other words, 1 second. Okay, just enough to get your mindset on descending on that scale. Okay, now After you have gotten comfortable with that ascending and descending, what you want to do is you want to ascend and descend with no pauses. It's a continuous motion. So it should sound just like that, but we're going to do it slower. Here we go. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Turn around, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Let's try one more time. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Okay, now naturally, by all means, go slower. You don't want to go fast. I'm going a little fast just to save time on the tutorial and to show you how you should be doing it. But you should be doing this on your own at a speed that is comfortable for you, it is smooth, and you are playing the correct notes. Okay? Now, if you are playing the wrong notes, or if you are not smooth, that's your gauge. You got to slow down. Okay? So your gauge of speed-wise is to play perfectly, smoothly, evenly, correct notes. If you do that, you can speed up a little. If you can't do that, don't speed up any more than you're practicing at. Okay, so once you have gotten comfortable with the lesson, keep in mind you always want to keep in the location where you are on the fretboard. Always be able to spot your 3rd fret and your 5th fret. I showed you in a previous tutorial on how you can mark the top of your fretboard to help you locate your markers for your fretboard as you go up the fretboard. And after you have tried this several times, you decide, and if you're ready to go on to the next lesson, main thing, you're comfortable and ready to go on, and we'll move on to more positionings of the D major scale. So once you're ready to move on to the next lesson, we shall see you there.